Have you ever had to choose between sticking with what is easy versus what is right? And if so, talk to us about that.
That wasn't easy, and staying in it wasn't easy, and leaving wasn't easy. It wasn't easy being there, and if it was just myself,
Yeah.
it would have been, I would say it would have been easy to leave. But we have 3 kids.
Yeah.
It's not easy to leave, and it's definitely not easy to stay. I want people to know, to hear that they do not have to live in fear. You don't have to put up with abuse. You don't have to believe what the enemy is telling you through another person. If somebody's telling you you'll never amount to anything, you'll never make it without them, you'll never find anyone who's going to love you, please don't listen to that, because it is so untrue. I feel like I wasted so many years because of that. That was not of God. That's not what God had for me.
No.
You don't have to stay in that.
Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Woman Witness podcast on the Woman Witness TV network. I'm your host, Lia Fortier. As you all know, here on this platform, we bring to you voices of dynamic women that are out there making a positive impact in their lives, in their family, in the community around them. Women of faith, women of resilience, women who have battled through something and they're bold enough, strong enough to turn around and grab the hand of another sister and be a witness. Guys, we are in for a special treat. Today is deeply personal for me. And as some of you may know, that we are celebrating our 2-year anniversary of the Woman Witness podcast. And I am so excited to bring to you all on this platform a guest that's not just a woman of wisdom, a woman of strength, a woman of purpose. She's also my mother. We are bringing to you Tina Hutchison. She is a gospel singer, a songwriter, a mother, a woman of deep faith. But before music, before ministry, she was a girl with questions, a woman with wounds, a mother raising a daughter and 2 sons while navigating her own healing. In this conversation, we're going to talk about it all. Her past, her music, her moments that broke her to the ones that built her, what it meant to raise me, yours truly, and how she kept saying yes to God through it all. So without further ado, I am so excited to introduce to you today my guest, Tina Hutchison. Hi, Tina. Welcome to the well. How are you?
Thank you. I'm wonderful.
Well, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited. I want to get into talking to you a little bit about your journey, talking to you about, from everything that you've been through and how God has kept you through it all. So I want to talk to you a little bit about life. What was it like growing and what shaped you the most?
Well, growing up, what shaped me the most, I would have to say church. Being in church from as far back as I can remember, going to church, singing in the Sunshine Band Choir of the Church of God in Christ, going every Thursday, I think it was every Thursday, to Sunshine Band, where we learn Bible and we learn songs.
Yeah. Okay. So you grew up in church. I know that I've heard that before for sure. But were there ever any women that personally impacted your life, women of strength or survival? If so, who were they?
Well, first of all, your granny, my mother. She's definitely a woman of strength and survival, having gone through so much, having gone through 3 kids with sickle cell, losing a baby, and 2 sons with sickle cell, and her own health journeys. So yeah, she's definitely a woman of strength.
Yeah. And losing our uncle, which is your brother, your oldest brother.
Yeah, the oldest brother back in 94 when he was in his 30s, and the baby back in 1972. Yeah. She was maybe 7 months old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that can be hard. And I just want to take a pause break real quick and just talk about and bring awareness to the sickle cell disease. And we know that they are making a lot of strides to improve it, to cure it. We know that there are remedies out there, but we also open up the floor to, if you guys have any sickle cell stories, there's any sickle cell warriors on here, we want you to click like, we want you to share, we want you to share your experiences around it. I know I remember when I got married, I remember my granny asking us to make sure that my husband did not have the sickle cell trait.
Right.
Because I did. And that's how my granny and my granddaddy had it. So them two,
right. If both partners have the trait, then there's a great likelihood that the child would have the trait.
Right.
So luckily your dad did not have the trait. So yeah, we had good chances with having kids without sickle cell.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I think it's important. I think some of us, we don't really talk about it that much. Maybe we're not educated on it, but it's always good to, make sure that we get that checked out, make sure that we do our history, make sure we talk to our parents, and make sure that we know, our do we have the trait? Do we not have the trait? It does run in our family? And that way we can better protect ourselves and protect our future generation. Okay. Sorry, I had to go off on that. I wanted to really highlight on that. Mom, I want to ask you what kind, you already said that you went to church, and did you go by yourself? I don't know if I ever asked you that. Did you go by yourself? Did Granny go with you? Did Granddaddy go with you?
Well, your granny
put y'all on the bus?
No. Well, on the Thursdays, I think it was Thursdays, there was a bus that picked us up, a van, me and your uncles and Tanya and Greg and Doug and Harvey. So that was just for the kids. Yeah. But on Sundays, your granny was with us. She was there all the time.
Yeah, she worked, y'all. Okay. Okay. So do you remember the first time where you really felt God for yourself? I remember you used to always say, as we got older, you need to know God for yourself. So talk to me about that first time where you begin to really know God for yourself.
Well, after coming up in church from a child, I would say, it wasn't then. It was probably not until maybe like 20 years ago, truthfully. Yeah, like 20 years ago, and I being gone from home for many years, moving back to the Illinois area, going to the church with my sister Tanya. Mm-hmm. And that's when I really felt like I really found the Lord for myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to talk to you about that. I wanted to talk to you. I know you had a lot of crossroads. You had a lot of wounds, and, things weren't always easy, and not growing up, but having been through, difficulties and been through relational difficulties as well. And you had that upbringing as a child of knowing who God was. And then, sometimes life will pull us in different directions and pull us away from God. Mm-hmm. But that first encounter with God after everything, how did it feel? What did it look like?
Well, I would say it was just a feeling of trust and
surrender,
and not just being on the surface, but more so really getting to know God. And truthfully, I'm still growing.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not there. It's like every day, it's like more of a surrender and more of a trust in God and not just being on the surface.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's every day.
I like what you said too, Mom. I'm sorry. I just love the humility in it all. As far as like we have not arrived. I think the moment that we feel like we have arrived, I feel like we leave. We tell God we're done. We no longer need you. I'm good. I got this.
Right.
But that trust as you said, brings it a long way.
Right. Yeah. And I still know I have a long way to go.
We all do. We are all on this journey.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to ask you about crossroads in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had to choose between sticking with what is easy versus what is right? And if so, talk to us about that.
Well, actually, nothing was easy.
Yeah.
I would say it wasn't easy, and what was right is like being in a relationship, in an abusive relationship. That wasn't easy, and staying in it wasn't easy, and leaving wasn't easy. So
Yeah.
it wasn't easy being there, and leaving wasn't easy. It would, if it was just myself,
Yeah.
it would have been, I would say it would have been easy to leave.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have 3 kids,
Yeah.
it's not easy to leave, and it's definitely not easy to stay. So, as you know, the situation, yeah, it was just topsy-turvy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I knew that I had to leave because I would have drowned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would still be there. And had I not left,
Yeah.
where would you be?
Yeah.
Where would your brothers be? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So what I hear you saying, I hear you saying in so many, I feel this can be relatable to so many other women as well, because it's not easy saying, it's not easy going is what you're
Right.
saying. So,
Right.
you know, having been, you were at a crossroad in essence.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could stay, you can go, but either way, you had to make a hard decision either way.
Right.
And I think you made the best decision.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's get started. I want to talk to you about your faith, your fire, and finding your voice. How has your faith evolved through the highs to the lows of your life and also your career in singing, songwriting in the gospel industry?
I'll say it's evolved the more I do things, the more I step out in faith. I would say the easier it is to keep going, because you can look back and see where God has brought you from and just keep going higher and higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming out of the fear of singing. Yeah, I was all, as I said, I grew up singing in the choir, but I was always too afraid to lead a song.
Well, you've always been kind of shy. So
Yeah.
being shy, but it's so funny. I say you always been shy, but something happens. I don't know. You get behind this microphone and you just like shyness out the door. You're singing all over the place. Like, I don't know how that works. How does that work?
I think it's confidence. Even still, you say I get behind mic, and I'm still evolving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still feel like I could do better and
Yeah.
be more bold, but I think with practice and rehearsal brings about a confidence.
That's it. Oh my gosh, consistency brings about confidence, right, and repetition and doing it over again. What does obedience to your calling look like on a day-to-day basis? And even when it's hard?
Obedience to my calling.
Well, I mean, you think about it, like, moving into, continuing, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, right? So let's just jump into it. You talk about obedience. You had a dream about your most recent single that you just wrote. I was going to wait before I got there, audience, but I think my mom needs this probe to talk about obedience. She heard this song, and I remember her calling me one morning, and she's like, I hear this song, and I think she recorded herself, and she sent it to me, and it was very like, I'm like, oh, this is great, Mom. Like, but I didn't know. I don't have the vision. I don't have the vision for all that, right? And she recorded herself singing this song that later turned into her latest single, Deeper. That's obedience. Talk to me about that, Mom.
Okay, right. Well, God gives me, I have dreams of songs and singing all the time. But in this dream, I was singing Deeper, Lord.
Yeah.
And I would open my mouth and words and ad-libs would just come out, and that had never happened. I mean, that happens to people in real life, but
Yeah.
it only happened in my dream.
Yeah.
So I was singing Deeper Lord, and I did wake up and instantly record the song. Yeah, I sent it to you.
Yeah.
And I sat on it for maybe a couple years. I tried to do something with it, but it just wasn't working out.
Yeah.
Maybe a few months ago, Prophetess Anquinette Lazine,
yeah,
she was doing a Facebook Live, and she saw me and she told me, God gave you a song. It was years ago that God gave you that song. It wasn't time for that song yet, but now it's the time to pull that song out. Mm-hmm. So I went through my phone and found it. It was Deeper Lord.
Yeah.
I just had Deeper Lord, and I had a few ad-libs, but my husband, William Hutchison, we worked on it, and he was able to put the bass line to it because he plays bass, and he added more lyrics, and we went to the studio of Mr. Trinell Duffy, who laid the music track.
Yes.
Did the production. We recorded it. I recorded the vocals in one evening.
Yeah.
And Deeper Lord is now here.
Yes, and now it's your newest, latest single, and
right.
I want to definitely highlight that and get back to it because it's beautiful, right? And that was coming from obedience. God gave you a song, and can we just say right now, I love what my mom said about Prophetess Antoinette, who gave her that push, who gave her that prophecy, because sometimes I do believe that God will give us something, right? And it may not be the right time for it to be birthed. But as she said, now was the time for it to be birthed and be brought forward. And it was so easy. Every door.
Oh my gosh, it just went so fast.
Right?
Couldn't believe it. It's done already.
It's done already. You're like, okay, God, you gave me this a few years ago. What was I supposed to do with it? But now when you be obedient and you move in it, everything just started happening.
Right.
I love it. Okay. Thank you, Prophetess Anquinette, for being obedient. And thank you, Mom, for being obedient and doing it and blessing us with that new single. I want to leave that information for you guys. I want to ask you about me. I can't believe we got to this already. This is crazy, right? As you know, Mom, we're coming up on our 2-year anniversary. Mm-hmm. And this is honestly, for those who have been following Woman Witness podcast, been following us and supporting us for the past 2 years, we're coming up on our 2-year anniversary, which is right now. So thank you so much for celebrating our 2-year anniversary with us. I have not done an in-person interview. This is my first in-person interview with my mother. So, I still got some kinks to work out and everything, but hey, I appreciate you guys for supporting us. And I thank you, Mom, for being here and doing this with us. So I want to talk to you. I want you guys to know that, I probably haven't always been like this, but hey, who am I to say? I want to ask you, Mom, me as a little girl, were there any early signs of me being like this creative force?
Definitely. Yes, you love being in front of the camera, actually.
I don't know.
Yes, because your granddaddy, he had the big VHS camera where he'd walk around. And you're always the one jumping in front of the camera, dancing and singing. And also teaching Bible study, preaching with your brothers. Yes.
I do remember that. I do remember bringing everyone in my granny and granddaddy's basement, and I would like handwrite my little programs and give everybody a program, and I would make my brother get on like the piano, and then I had the other brother on some pots and pans and drums, and they were my choir and stuff. I do remember that. Yeah. That is so funny. And you guys were a good congregation, by the way. Okay, I want to ask you, how do you think that your own journey shaped the way that I was raised?
Well, I know that my journey made you not want to follow in some of the ways that I followed. You saw how I was in certain situations, relationship, staying too long and doing, being treated certain ways, and not being as more introverted and fearful. Yeah. And that's something you did not want to do. And thank God for that. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here doing what you're doing now if you had,
I love what you said, Mom, and you're right. I talk about it in some of my books, and I didn't even remember that until you said that F word. And the word was fearful.
Mm-hmm.
I think for the longest, and I think because with you, for instance, we want to do things right? We want to do things right biblically. We want to, honor our situation. Whether you're at work, whether you're taking care of your kids, we want to do everything correct. And sometimes fear does jump in, and I think for me, I had to learn the difference between that fear and that reverence for God, and, knowing that you did the very best that you could. And maybe I did carry some of that into who I am now, but I'm not going to lie, I still get fearful, and I still have to continue to remind myself that, fear and faith cannot exist together.
Right.
I can have reverence for God. I can have reverence for what God wants me to do, making sure that I'm moving in the right direction, but I can't be fearful while doing it.
Right.
And I don't, and if we are moving in fear, and, I just want to let some of you women know it's okay. I think before everything that I do, we take about 10 big, deep breaths and say, God told me to do this, right?
Yeah.
And it's okay to do it afraid.
Right.
Joyce Myers wrote this really good book. Mom, I know I told you about it. I probably told everybody about it by now. It's called Do It Afraid.
Right.
Don't be afraid to do it afraid. I want to ask you, did you ever struggle balancing your call and motherhood? I know sometimes we have this dream. I mean, my granddaddy saying you even battled some of the people that were closest to you that weren't the biggest supporters of you singing and following your dreams. So you had to put it on the back burner. You sang a little bit. I remember watching you sing in the choir, when we did go to church.
Right.
But you had to put some of your dreams on the back burner. So talk to us about balancing motherhood, putting your dreams on the back burner.
Well, yes, as you said, I always wanted to sing, and I feel like being in a relationship where I was told that you don't know how to sing, you're not a great singer, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that really, really suppressed. I think I'm still trying to get over that. I shouldn't be over it. I am, but
You are.
I think yeah, I would probably be more, more than where I am right now. Mm-hmm. Had it not been for that being in my head, you gotta get those voices out of your head. If somebody, is telling you can't do something, and you got to believe that if God gave you this gift, that He wants you to use it.
Yes.
He didn't give it to you for any other reason but to use it. So therefore, I am using it.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Using it afraid.
Yes. Okay, Mom, I'm sorry. Can I just highlight this? You said a lot of good things, and you're absolutely right. Those voices that play in the back of our head that, you're inadequate, you're not good enough, you can never do that. That is the trick of the enemy, because all he wants you to do is take your talents and bury them.
Right.
Take your talents and not move forward with putting it out there. They say that the graveyard is the most richest place in the world because it's full of dreams, songs that never been written, movies that never been acted in. Speaking of acting, Mom, you have debuted in several plays. Right. Something that you always know that you wanted to do this, getting roles left and right. Talk to us about that, being afraid.
Yeah, that's something that came out of nowhere. Like, what am I doing? Actually, when I remember as a little girl, I always had dreams, and I can remember dreams where I was on the stage in certain situations, but I never thought anything about it. Never thought anything of it. So one day, I started acting in a play where I was just in the last scene singing in the choir. No, I was sing a solo. And I was an extra. So few years later, a part came. Someone was having a play, and I actually auditioned, got a part, and been doing it ever since.
Wow.
I love it.
And she's good at it. Okay. So don't be afraid to just jump in there and do it.
It's like an expression, being someone else.
Yeah.
And I like it. Yeah. Ready for the next role.
Exactly. What is one moment as a mother you'll never forget, good, bad, hard, that shaped your bond with me?
Well, I don't know if I ever told you. Oh, I had a dream. I think you were maybe in middle school, and I was asleep on the couch, and I would take you to school.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't take you to school that day in the dream. And it's like, I woke up and something happened. Something had happened to you. I couldn't find you. Oh. And in the dream, it was like, I couldn't see. It was a bad dream. I couldn't see because I guess the fear of what might have happened to you. So yeah, I took you to school ever since. Whenever I was supposed to take you to school, I took you to school.
Man. I think there's so much prophecy in that. And I think that we all, and I'm not talking about myself, but let's be clear. Sometimes I do believe that God will show you something about a child. And for some of you mothers out there, you know what I'm saying, and you probably can relate to the dream that my mom had. That God will show you to hold that child a little bit closer, to keep an eye on that kid, because God has their hand on their lives. And I know that some of you women can relate to that. And if that does happen, and if you have had something like that, I think there's so much prophecy behind it that God wants you to hold on a little bit tighter. Hold on a little bit tighter.
Yes.
And that God has their hand on that child, on their life, on their future, but he needs us to be good stewards over them in the meantime. And so thank you for always taking me to school. No, you never told me that. Now, Mom, you know that all the things that I've always told you over the years, I think there's one person in this world that I have always told. My mom has always listened to my dreams, always listened to my ridiculousness. And where I thought it was nothing from the time I wrote my first 17 books to, now I think I've always cleared it. I know I've always cleared it with my mom. Hey, listen to this. Right. She's like, okay. Hey, I'm starting a writing academy. Hey, I'm starting a publishing company. Hey, now I'm starting a podcast. Hey, I have a TV network. Hey, we're going on 2 years of the Woman Witness podcast. So I want to ask you, during building all of this, you have been right by my side. You have helped me from doing Zoom calls with over 100 girls in the Girl Scout. Right. You have been my right hand, making sure that I'm getting to every little voice and every hand is being answered and seen. How does it make you feel?
Oh, it makes me feel very proud, happy to have been there along the journey. Yes, I loved all the proofreading, all the emails,
my team,
letter reviewing. Yes,
sending out the emails.
Right.
Answering some of our questions.
Yeah. Administrating the Zooms.
And let's be clear, my mom is the executive assistant for the mayor of North Chicago, and somehow she still seems to always, and she's been there for 18 years. Okay, so let's say running 2 successful companies. Thank you. Yes. And I'm glad that God has been able to keep his hand on you, that you have been able to see it all. Come on, prophecy in that dream. I want to talk to you about Through It All. Through It All was your first single that you wrote. You wrote this single. You have performed it on the Bobby Jones Gospel Network. Twice. Was it once or twice?
It was once.
Once,
okay. But I was on Bobby Jones twice.
Bobby Jones twice, but on the Gospel Network. Okay. Sorry. So Through It All. So what was going on in your life at the time when you wrote that song?
That song is another song that came through a dream. Yes, that was back in 2016. Yes, I had a dream where I was looking out the window and I was singing Through It All. He'll be there for you through it all. Yes. And at that time, there was a local producer, Michael Taylor, who helped with that song. I just had the little piece of it, and he had the production company. He has since passed away. But yes, he and his brother, they produced Through It All, lyrics, music, everything. And that was the first. Actually, it was the second single. The first one was years prior, remember?
Tell us.
I don't know why I'm drawing. You don't remember? Back in 2004, I believe. It was called God's Love. You remember?
Oh, right.
Yes. That was...
Yes.
Yes. A friend of mine, Rebecca Daniels, wrote God's Love. I forgot about that. Yes. But yeah, so this is actually my third recording.
So the Through It All was your second.
Through It All was the second.
Yeah. Talk to us about what, during that time you wrote it. You wrote it in
2016.
2016. What exactly did you have to go through to get that kind of faith to write it?
Okay. Yes. The lyrics were, when you're lonely and burdened and weighed down, Jesus cares. So yes, he was just reassuring me that through it all, through all the times, all the abuse, everything, Jesus cares.
Through the lonely,
when you're lonely and burdened and weighed down, Jesus cares.
Don't it sound like the woman at the well? Have we ever felt lonely, rejected, overlooked, unseen? And I talk about this all the time with the woman at the well. We don't know what she's been through to be married all those times. Everybody just knows that she just got a divorce. Back in those days, you weren't able to get a divorce, FYI, right? So we don't know what she had to go through. We don't know if she was getting... We don't know, right? We don't know. The Bible doesn't talk about her having kids. Could she not have kids? Did she struggle with infertility? Was she in a healthy relationship? Was she alone, lonely? Right. But I love the lyrics of that song that if you find yourself in any one of those categories, or heck, all of them, as you said, through it all,
Jesus cares. And when you're down and out and in despair, Jesus he'll be right there. Through it all, he'll answer your prayers.
John 4:6 says Jesus was tired from his journey, so he sat by the well at that certain time. So it doesn't matter what you are going through, God will find you. Jesus will find you. He will sit there and wait for you through it all.
Through it all.
Look at the prophetic, the prophecy in that. Yes. Was writing that painful for you?
No, because like I said, God, where I'm at right now, he just gives me the peace. And right at this point, he gives me a snippet, and there's always somebody else there who's able to
write it and
put more pens to the paper. Yeah.
Got it. I think there's a quiet strength in the way that you sing it, the way that you get that little piece, and that you're able to put it in the right hands, put in the right ear gates. The Bible says those who have ears, let them hear. So I do believe that God has always put you around someone who can hear that quiet strength through those words that God has given you.
Definitely has. Yes.
That's beautiful. Okay. So what do people tell you when they hear that song? Has anyone's response stayed with you?
Yes. Deeper, which song?
Through It All.
Oh, Through It All. Oh, yes. People have, it's really helped people. Like one young lady, I sent her the CD back then, and her mom had just passed away. So yes, it helped her. And then I still have people who I see now. Oh, I have your CD from way back then. So it has helped people.
I love it. I know we talked about deeper and we touched on it, and you talked to us about how God gave you a snippet, and through your husband, Billy Hutchison, who's an amazing artist, musician, was able to help you put together the ensemble to create your latest single, Deeper.
Right.
I want to go deeper and ask you a little bit more about that. What does that song declare to you, both in prayer and in declaration of what God has done for you in your life right now?
Well, this song, actually, it's at the right time, because it at this time is really where I've been really seeking a deeper relationship with the Lord.
Yeah.
As I said, I've been in church all my life and still am not, don't feel, I want to have a deeper relationship.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I have a deep enough relationship. So this song was like a cry out, deeper, Lord. I want to go deeper in you, Lord. Yeah.
That is so powerful, Mom. And I think it's so humble for you to admit that, because, the Bible talks about those when we kind of sit, I can't think of the right word, but God wants to have a relationship with us. And sometimes we get so comfortable just being in who we are. We go to church every day. We check a box. We're doing this and doing that.
Right.
That's why I think it's so humble for you to say, God, I need more.
Right.
Talk to me every day.
Right. Right.
Lead me. Let me know that you're there. And how many of us, if we were to be honest, has cried out to God, I need more. And I hear what you're saying. God is telling you, well, daughter, I want to give you more, but I need you to go deeper. Did deeper stretch you creatively or spiritually, or both?
I would say both. Yes, spiritually, because like I said, I want that deeper relationship with the Lord.
Yeah.
Much, yes. Deeper in you, Lord. Yes. Creatively, yes. Because I did more with writing this song with the help of my husband. I mean, we sat there and he had the bass and I would sing it, and he'd come with the lyrics, but I'd still, arrange the lyrics.
Yes,
how I want to sing a certain part. So yes, it was a stretch creatively.
She was more in control. I'm going to tell y'all, she was in control. She was like, no, we ain't doing that this one. And that is not my mom. That is more me. But she's like, no, we're going to keep it like that. I want a tone like this. And she was on there. I think it did stretch you more creatively than that one. But that's my thoughts. I would ask you, what one lyric in Deeper that still hits you every time you sing it?
Okay, there's a part that goes, my will I give to you.
Sing it.
Okay. My will I give to you, laid at the foot of the cross. Now I'm free, you paid the cost. I have been blood bought. Deeper, 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 Lord, deeper, 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 Lord.
Yes. Y'all. I love it. So the lyric is, when I lay my feet, I lay
laid at the foot of, now I'm free, you paid the cost. My will I give to you, laid at the foot of the cross. I'm free because you paid the cost. I have been blood bought. Blood bought.
Come on.
William came up with those lyrics, Billy. But yes,
when we lay down our will, we lay down our will at the cross. We give it to God. We give it to Jesus. We don't have anything else to. Let me calm down. We have nothing else to prove.
Right.
We've already been, Jesus married, when he died on the cross, he's already created a covenant with us. But yet we're fighting within ourselves. We're fighting. We want to get this right. We want to get that right. We want to do this. We want to do that. And I love what you said. You, in those lyrics, you laid your will at the cross.
At the cross.
Because you've already been blood bought.
Right.
The covenant is already done. When Jesus died on the cross, he said, what? It is
done.
Finished.
Yes.
That's good. Okay. I want to ask you, what do you hope people hear, not just in your songs, but in your story?
I want people to know, to hear that they do not have to live in fear. You don't have to put up with abuse. You don't have to believe what the enemy is telling you through another person. If somebody's telling you you'll never amount to anything, you'll never make it without them, you'll never find anyone who's going to love you, please don't listen to that, because it is so untrue. I feel like I wasted so many years because of that.
I love
so many years that I didn't see.
Yeah.
That I could have just that was not of God. That's not what God had for me.
No.
You don't have to stay in that.
If you could go back and speak to your younger self, maybe that girl who's just stepping into this relationship, or stepping out of this relationship for the first time, stepping up to that mic, that new free you, what would you say to her?
That God is with you, that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Yes. Just believe in God, trust in yourself, that God gave you the ability and the strength and the power to do it.
I like that. And what do you want me to remember most about you?
That, I would say that I love you, and that I'm sorry for the things that you had to go through, that you and your brothers, that I'm sorry that I wasn't able or strong enough to leave and take you and just away from that situation. Yeah.
Supposed to say that?
Oh, I wasn't supposed to.
No, I mean, yeah, you were. It's so. Mom, can I just say this to everyone? Thank you, Mom, for saying that. There is so much beauty in Revelation, so much beauty in time, so much beauty. God has a way of just showing us that you don't know what you don't know. And you were able to do what you were able to do. And the fact that you did leave helped set me up for everything that God had for me. And one thing that I will tell you, I remember my granny, your mother, saying that she always prayed for us, including you, is that God would keep our minds. Let's just shout out to those praying grandmothers real quick. Right. Because through it all, God has kept our minds set on him.
Amen. Amen.
Mom, that was beautiful. That was doggone it, Mother. Okay. Finally, what's your prayer for women listening today who are navigating motherhood, ministry, and dreams of their own?
Again, that, trust in God, do what God tells you to do. God, if he gave you the gift, the dream, the talent, then he's able to help you through it. With just trust in him and believe and go for it.
Right. That works. Okay, I'm going to ask you some quick questions. I just want you to say it straight, okay? But before I do, I want to start off with saying this. I want you to say, to me, being a woman witness means.
To me, being a woman witness means being a witness of the good news of Jesus Christ and letting your life be an example of Jesus Christ, an example of strength, an example of confidence, and just being able to do what God tells you to do fearlessly.
Like it. One thing you wish more women knew about God?
that God is able, that God loves you, that God is there for you, and that He cares.
The hardest lesson you had to learn was?
The hardest lesson I had to learn was, again, going back to the abuse, that I didn't have to stay. I did not. It's almost like with the Wizard of Oz.
That's good.
You think that the scary monster is holding you back, but it's nothing. It's nothing. Like, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was so much freedom on the other side. You just didn't know.
It wasn't as scary as I thought.
Yeah. A song that you turn to when you need strength.
Right now I've been hearing this song. Who sings it? I think it's Elevation Worship. God is more than able.
He is more.
God is more than able.
Yeah, I like that one.
God is more than able. Who am I to deny what the Lord can do?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Being a mother taught me.
I would say unconditional love.
If you can go back and tell your younger self one thing, just one thing. I know I just asked you that question.
Right.
Just don't be afraid. There it goes. I feel closest to God when I am.
Feel closest to God when I am singing, praying.
And right now, you are most grateful for?
Family, children, grandchildren, husband,
life,
mom, life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mom, you were so fearful of this. You did not think you can make it through. But as you all know, when you tune in and you are a guest on the Woman Witness podcast on the Woman Witness TV network, I tell you, our interviews last anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes. I will not take you over an hour. In 51 minutes and 42 seconds, Mom, we are done. You did such an amazing job. Good job. Give yourself a round. Thank you. Mom, where can we find you? Where can we follow you? Where can we purchase your songs, your new single?
Okay. The new single is called Deeper Lord, and it's available on all digital outlets, iTunes, Amazon, YouTube, Spotify. It's called Deeper Lord. It's under Tina Graves Hutchison. Through It All is under Tina Graves. So just YouTube.
Amazing. Okay, and I will definitely leave that information in the description below. Ladies, I want to thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. Thank you for celebrating our 2-year anniversary with us. And thank you for diving deeper into me, Mom. I wanted you guys to get to know who you are looking at and who you are supporting. I appreciate all your support throughout the years. Definitely wouldn't have been here, of course, without God, and of course, without you being obedient to the calling and subscribing and liking and sharing and keep coming back. So we ask that you like and you subscribe to this episode. We ask that you share it with a family, share it with a friend. And I want to thank you. Thanks, Mom.
Thank you.
All right, ladies, I want to thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Woman Witness podcast on the Woman Witness TV network. I'm your host, Lia Fortier, and perhaps you were chosen for such a time as this to write, to tell your story, your truth. Until next time. Bye.